Yo, what's good? This is djsmuv. How y'all doing today? I'm gonna do a short video to explain to y'all how to promote your music with a very limited budget, and how to get promoters to pay you to do shows, paid shows. Okay, so let's get right to it. A lot of artists in my network are looking to get paid shows. They're always asking me in the emails, phone calls, and that sort of stuff. Like, how do I get paid shows? Well, the short answer is you have to sell tickets. So if you don't sell tickets in any market right now, then you're not going to get paid shows. Like, it's just that simple. So the question people want to know next is, well, how can I build a fan base that will buy tickets to come see me perform? And the answer to that is there are lots of different ways. It just depends on your budget and your desire, and your work ethic, and the things that aren't necessarily going to cost you money, but you need to get out there and do it. So if you're working with like a zero budget, like nothing, that's really ground zero. And I've been there, and it's no fun, but it's okay because you can do this. You know what I mean? You can build a fan base of dedicated fans who pay money to come out and see you. Okay? And what are some of the ways to start getting some people together in your fan base? How do I do that smooth? And I'll give you some methods on how to promote your music. The best thing to do with a limited budget is to take over your backyard. And what I mean by that is you need to create a fan base in your hometown first. We'll do videos later explaining how the music business works and how radio is used to create demand for your music in other markets. But for right now, we're just going to assume that you've got like a zero budget, and even if you got a zero budget, you can use things like social media to get traffic to your music, like Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, SoundCloud. But more importantly, it's free to get this traffic. But if you are just trying to get online and promote your music to people, you have to recognize the competition levels aren't conducive to you being successful right off the rip. So what you want to do is get on YouTube and study like how to SEO and how to create your social media presence and bring fans into your circle. I want to go into another method that is, I'm going to call it, for lack of a better term, the Shawty Low method. Okay, Shawty Low was the point man behind D4L back in the Snap era in the early 2000s. Shawty Low basically was a very successful, let's just say, entrepreneur on the west side of Atlanta, and he bankrolled the D4L and a lot of the other artists out of West Side, Bankhead, including folks you might have heard of like Gucci Man, D4L, of course, Shawty Low himself, OJ, Waka, and I believe we're just going to stop there because that's enough, you know. But basically, his technique, the Shawty Low method, is to get a hot song and press up CDs of that single and pass it out at the high schools and the high school events, and in some cases to junior high school. And what that does is it hips the people who don't have money, don't have jobs, don't have responsibilities, and only have time to your music, okay? And if you put your music into a high schooler's hands, they're going to appreciate it a lot more than if you just stood out in front of the gas station and sold CDs and passed out CDs. Like, real talk, CDs are cheap, okay? And people still have CD players. So my recommendation, is pretty simple. To promote your music, you want to press up 200 or 300 CDs. You know, you're talking anywhere from 90 to 150 bucks. Okay, one song. There doesn't need to be any artwork on it. You just need your name, your social media, website presences, if you have them, on the CD with a little simple phone number and contact information. Just really simple, really inexpensive. Get those CDs and take yourself down to that high school. It's right in your backyard. Everybody's got a high school around them somewhere. I mean, even the folks in the country, they've got a high school, okay? And you take that bag of CDs down to the principal's office, and you want this CD to be your radio edit of the hot song that you're trying to push. And walk into the principal's office and say, hey, I want to pass out these CDs when school lets out, okay? Now, if you're kind of creepy looking or you're old, you know, over say 24, 25 years old, you'll want to have an assistant, somebody that's young and that can have a good mouthpiece, you know, to walk you in the door. You don't necessarily want to be creepy. You don't want to be like the fucking high school shooter either. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the reality we live in. But you can take these bag of CDs and stand out there after school lets out. And if they won't let you on campus, that's cool. You can stand across the street and pass these out. As long as you're not selling drugs, you're not doing anything illegal, you're just passing out CDs. And what you want to do is pass these CDs out to the females. Okay? The boys, it's better to pass it out to the females because the boys are going to follow what the girls are doing. All right? And the CD's got all the information on there that they need. The artist name, the song name, the social media, and the contact information in case a promoter gets their hands on it. Now, what's going to happen is one of two things. One, the song is going to bomb, okay? You're putting $150 into building a fan base at your local high school. And if the song sucks, it sucks. There's just no other way around it. But you've only been able to, you're not going to invest a whole lot of money into this for it to fail. The second thing that can happen, and I want to say that if the song is good and you get a good response at that high school, the girls are gonna go online and they're gonna look up your social media. They like this song. They like what's going on with it, and they're going to dig it. Okay, and they got this for free, and they ideally got to meet you. You know, you got to press the flesh and talk to some people and shake their hands and just basically throw some game at them. Like, yeah, check out my CD. So these kids, they appreciate this, okay? And if they like it, they got all the time in the world when they get home to look you up online and see what else has this guy got going on. All right? So it's a good idea to have your social media set up where you can see the metrics on it, like business account for Instagram, having your Facebook set up with your page, having your SoundCloud set up where you can see your stats, and monitor what's going on. Like you can do this, say like on a weekend, right? Or even at the football game. Okay? So you can hit 2 schools with 1 football game. You understand what I'm saying? Like, be creative. Take these CDs and push them. If you get a good response, if you see like a blip on your social media for this record, okay, then fucking go in on it. Press up more. Go to more high schools. Go to more football games. Go to more basketball games. The idea here is to get into the pep rally and entertain them, which is a lot to ask for somebody that doesn't know who you are. But if they know who you are and you've got something that's hot, that's resonating in that high school, they're going to want you to come out. Okay? OJ did it. Waka did it. Gucci did it. All right? So just take your ass out of the house and stop worrying about like social media right now. Because these kids are going to take the CD, they're going to bump it, and then the boys, if this is a hot CD, the boys are going to be asking the girls like, hey, what was that about? Who was that CD? Was that any good? You know, and the girls that didn't get the CD, they're going to be calling each other and going, hey, what was that about? Was that any good? Who was that? Is that something I need to know about? You understand what I'm saying? So create a demand in your local market with kids that are receptive to your music. Okay? It's virtually free to do this. Okay? So after you've got yourself a hot single and the high school's connecting with it and you're starting to get some demand for it, you can rent out a local hall, say like a VFW or the Elks Lodge or any of these small gathering places, even a church auditorium. Rent this out and put on a show for these kids. Okay? You sell them tickets for $10, right? If you get 50 people come out and buy $10 tickets from you, you got $500 for that show. And don't forget about like concessions, Cokes and pickles and popcorn and chips. They're gonna want that sort of stuff. And if you are hot in your county and you got multiple schools that are trying to get out and see this show, then you've got a big demand of people that are going to buy tickets to your show. Okay? And then you can put on a show, and if they love this song, they're going to support it. They're going to want more. You feel me? And this is also a good opportunity. It's a good opportunity to help out the kids in the high school. Okay? Like the rappers in the high school. They want to establish a fan base too. So you can connect with those student body and find out who's hot in the school and do the show with those kids that might have a group or a single artist in that school that could use the exposure too. You understand what I'm saying? So you put on a good show and you sell tickets and you do a paid show. That's how you can build an audience, okay, in your backyard without having to do the whole open mic scene and the waste of time and money trying to build a fan base with other rappers that standing there like, when is my time to go on the stage? Forget the open mic stuff. Go after the real people who are the tastemakers in the music business. The people who will ultimately grow up with your music and buy your music. Okay? So I'm going to wrap it up with that. I've got a lot of distractions going on in the background. Family and my grandbaby here is about to break some stuff. But that's okay. This is my first how-to video, and they're only going to get better. So leave me a comment and tell me like if this was useful down below, or leave me a comment and say what you want the next video to be about. Okay, since this is my first video, I'm gonna basically put this out there unedited. I'm not really that concerned with sound quality or the distractions with the dog and my grandbaby and my family in the background. It's okay. It's real life. You know what I'm saying? And this is real information that people need to know, right? So leave me a like, leave me a comment, and please subscribe. Hit the little bell right there so you'll get updates on any of the new videos that I do for the channel. All right, so this is djsmuv, slightly distracted. I'm signing off. Y'all have a good afternoon. Peace.